오늘은 이렇게 입고 외출해 보려고 합니다. 자켓은 에코너에서 보내주셨던 헤링본 자켓 오늘 한번 걸쳐봤어요. 귀걸이는 언박싱으로 보여드렸던 골드 이어링 착용해봤습니다. 안에는 심플하게 제가 즐겨 입는 스웨터 받쳐 입어봤고요. 바지는 요즘 즐겨 입는 진청 바지 다시 꺼내 입어봤어요. 그리고 가방은 요거 들고 나가볼까 합니다. 그럼 전 이렇게 입고 다녀오겠습니다.
Chorando por uma nova ferida, mas como até que diz Caeté, o cheiro do acarajé da cirã, doce Bahia. O pivete é o meu filho. Yeah. You call me on your bad days to make sure I cheer you up, but never on your good days. I wasn't worth that much. You told me I was special, but not enough to make you stay. I guess you couldn't settle with somebody like me. My self-esteem has reached a new all-time low. At least you accomplished something, yeah. Before you, I was doing good on my own. If only I just hadn't been so wrong. How can I have been so stupid, so naive? Wish I did, but little did I know. Why have I been wasting all my energy? Wish I did, but little did I know that you were gonna chase me, get me, leave me just to move on. That I was gonna like you, love you, need you just to